So finally, the Browns are admitting that they took the L, that they made the mistake by going ahead and getting Deshaun Watson, which kind of surprised it took them this long to admit this. Because, I mean, if we're being honest here, I think everyone kind of realized this after the second year. I mean, obviously they realized it, but they didn't want to openly admit it. But yeah, no, it definitely was not the greatest. They said we took a big swing and a miss with Deshaun Watson. We thought we had a quarterback. We didn't. We gave a lot of draft picks to get him. So we got to dig ourselves out of that hole. An entire organization decision, but so hold us accountable. But ultimately it ends up with himself and his wife, so hold us accountable. That is actually part of the statement. Little side note, I'm gonna upload more Reds videos to the Reds channel. First Stop Reds, if you guys are new. But also, this is the official statement. It ends with DD and I, so hold us accountable. DD is his wife. So he does make reference to his wife in the thing, which I found kind of interesting. I mean, I guess in the end, it's not really like surprising. Obviously, he's an owner of a team. He's going to, talk to his wife about decisions that he makes for the team. Usually you would say something like the GM, though. I feel like the GM would be the guy you say, me and the GM, we obviously missed on this one, but I don't know. It is what it is. Just hilarious. Just really hilarious in the end. It's just a typical Cleveland Browns move. And I think that's the best way to put it. But at the same time, it's like I'm like indifferent about it, because like I've said many times, I don't hate Browns fans. I don't hate the Browns. They've always been like the little brother in the AFC North, and we all pick on him because he's like the little brother. But at the end of the day, he's never won an AFC never won a division in all of the AFC North existence. He's been to the playoffs once. Congrats. But other than that, the Browns have always been a dumpster fire. So it's a weird situation where it's like, yeah, they took the L here. They, definitely did not do good here. But do I make fun of them too much for it? Not really. Really, the trade isn't the biggest problem. And I think that's something that needs to be talked about as well. Is yes, the trade was crazy, right? Kenyon Green, Damian Pierce, Williamson Jr. worked out very well. Tank Dell, Stephon Diggs, Kamari Lassiter, Jamal Hill, and Cade Stover. Those are really, home run hits, if we're being honest. Some of them are. In the end, the Browns got Jerry Jeudy, and they got Deshaun Watson with the picks, obviously. Ended up being with that. That's not the crazy part, okay? And I'm surprised the owner in the same sentence didn't talk about the crazy part of the whole contract, because it's a contract part. The trade, yes, is ridiculous in the end to look at how much they gave up. But, I mean, the Broncos also did it with, Russell Wilson. They gave up a crap ton of draft picks to get Russell Wilson. The difference is they didn't give Russell Wilson a fully guaranteed contract. And that, my friend, is the problem. $230 million fully guaranteed. The trade was already bad, okay? That's a bad thing. But now you look at the contract, and that's where crazy things is actually lying. So keep in mind, these 3 years right here are void years. So these are make-believe years after the contract expires. So they're going to be owing him $81.681 million this next season. 36.9 this year, 81.681 next year, 28.17, and then obviously the void years they have to pay him even though he won't be on the actual team. Which, again, I feel like if Deshaun Watson was the guy that people thought he was going to become and, you know, really take off. And actually looking at this, to be honest, I don't know if overthecap.com. Hold up. So overthecap.com has these as the numbers, right? Let me see. I'm trying to compare numbers real fast. I guess it is kind of even. Okay. 28. So the way they I like to compare the contracts on overthecap.com to SpotTrack. So it looks like 2027 is a void year. It looks like. So on Over the Cap, it has 2027 as a year, right? But I guess theoretically speaking, maybe they could cut him and it would be no guarantee. This is what SpotTrack has a contract at. So it would be the same numbers, basically, right? Same cap hit, but 53, 17, and 8. So it's a little bit different for the void years. But yeah, it's very similar in the end. They're still going to have to pay him. What is this? 53 plus 17 is 70, almost 79. Put some change on there. Let's call it $80 million. They're going to have to pay him $80 million over the 3 years after his contract's over with. Well, 3 years, I guess if 2027 does count, they're going to have to pay him that money there. And in the end, he never really played for them. I mean, he played for them, but did he really? Like, he barely played for them. In that whole situation, 1,100 yards, and 1,100 yards. He put up more yards in one season. In his last season with the Texans, he put up more yards and touchdowns than he did in his 3 years with the Browns. So, in the end, it's definitely a miss, you know. Man, that's ugly. That is an ugly mistake right there. Absolutely disgusting mistake in the end. Yeah. Not something you want to really be in a situation with. And to be honest, they're going to have to dig themselves out of this hole. But it really comes down to, for the Browns, is this upcoming draft. They have a second overall pick. And I don't think they're going to take a quarterback. I think they're going to take probably Sanders. I mean, it's not Sanders. They're going to take Travis Hunter, or they're going to take Abdul Carter. And I think that's probably the best bet, to be honest, for them. Because their biggest issue would be if they take a quarterback and he ends up being a bust, whether it is Sanders or not, that's going to be the stupidest thing. I mean, they're going to set themselves back again. So, and they're going to have to really reassess themselves. But, yeah, that's 19 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, a total of 3,300 yards with the Brownies. The Deshaun Watson era is technically done with, they're saying, because of that, but he's still going to be on the roster. He's still going to be on the team because he's still on the contract. So, guess we'll have to wait and see how this ends up turning out. But tell me down below your thoughts and opinions. And again, I'm obviously not talking about the glaring issue in the room, which is the guy's a monster, but, you know, it is what it is. See you guys next one. Peace out.